news this afternoon with the 3 o'clock news. I'm Michaela Kamarik. A man has been jailed after trying to gas his young daughter to death. Melasha has more.
Sean Preston Mate has been sentenced today to 14 years behind bars for attempted murder. The 45-year-old had confessed to trying to gas his then 3-year-old daughter to death at Eden Hills in 2020. He purchased 2 nitrogen gas tanks just days before the crime, an argument with his partner over dinner, the catalyst for the act. Justice Davison told the court Mate committed the most significant abuse of the trust placed in a parent, as he intended to take his child's life as an act of vindictiveness against his wife. In his now ex-wife's victim impact statement, she said their daughter has been deeply affected by the brazen and calculated incident. It's damaged her self-confidence, happiness and emotional well-being. Mate will be ineligible for parole until July 2029.
A national action plan is being developed to try and reverse a chronic teacher shortage. Federal Education Minister Jason Clare has met with his state and territory counterparts. They heard from current teachers, unions, Catholic and independent school leaders. Mr Clare says everyone recognises more needs to be done to attract more people to the profession.
One, what are the things that we can do to encourage more people to become teachers? Secondly, what can we do to prepare student teachers for the workforce they're about to enter? And thirdly, what do we do to keep the fantastic teachers that we already have?
The SA tourism sector is enjoying good times again, with spending by interstate visitors surging to near pre-pandemic levels. There's also been an increase in forward bookings. Tourism Minister Zoe Bettison says the best is yet to come, with so many wonderful events planned.
The Royal Show, we've got Harvest Rock coming up, and of course the FIVEAA Adelaide 500. And before that time, of course, we've also got cricket. We've got some rugby this month as well. There's really a lot happening on our calendar.
McDonald's has been hit with a massive wages claim. The union representing its workers is seeking at least $250 million in compensation for more than 250,000 people, including 14,000 in SA. If successful, the case would be one of the biggest of its kind in Australian history. Wildfires are running rampant across Europe amid a drought being deemed by experts as the worst in hundreds of years. UK correspondent Brett McLeod has more.
In the same region of Western France that saw major fires last month, a mega fire is being tackled by more than 1,000 firefighters, with support from 7 other countries. France is now suffering its worst drought on record, as low rainfall across Europe leaves farmers extremely low on water supplies. In England, an extreme heat warning has been issued for the next few days. The parched ground and drought conditions perfect for an expected outbreak of fires over the weekend, with no rainfall forecast before the week following.
Now turning to FIVEAA Sport. Carlton has welcomed the AFL Appeals Board decision to overturn a 2-game ban on Patrick Cripps. The league accepts the ruling but will reassess its regulations and procedures at season's end. Blues coach Michael Voss says the decision to clear Cripps gives players clarity on the rules.
And we always felt like, as a player, you have an ability to be able to contest the ball. And we sort of felt like that at the start. And we maintained at that. I guess the interpretation of that, we felt like it was going to come out that way. We obviously left a little bit disappointed with the outcome of the tribunal at the time, but we've followed through the appeals process and we've got the outcome we're after.
A persistent knee injury has forced Devon Smith to announce his retirement with a year to run on his contract. The Essendon midfielder finishes his career on 182 AFL games, winning a Best and Fairest award in 2018. And Nick Kyrgios has returned to the top 30 of the world tennis rankings following his latest victory. The Wimbledon finalist beat Davis Cup teammate Alex de Minaur in straight sets at the Canadian Open. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
In the Parklands, emergency waterworks on Hackney Road near Botanic Road. At Mile End, a truck has lost part of its load on Henley Beach Road near South Road, causing few headaches, as you'd expect. McLaren Vale, a few big potholes after the rain on Victor Harbour Road near Quarry Road. Take care through there. And in the Parklands, Rundle Road is closed between East Terrace and Kettleford Terrace. That's for the Eliminate Festival last week, that too. Busy right now, Marion Road at Marion with a camera, Clark Terrace at Seaton. Tomorrow's car is in stock today. Tech Drive, a Hyundai Tucson Turbo Diesel at your Hyundai dealer. and experience innovative tech and all drive performance. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get summer ready with Beaumont Tiles Outdoors. Tiles and pavers for outdoor areas in stock now at Beaumont's.
Showers this afternoon, more showers tomorrow, 15. Sunday showers continuing, 15. And Monday showers, 15. Right now it's 13 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
Jail for an Adelaide father who tried to kill his daughter to spite his wife. The pictures released by police investigating a brutal city assault. Bizarre vandal attacks on Adelaide institution La Trattoria. The $250 million wage theft claim against McDonald's. And the most reliable rats for your COVID concerns. I'm Brenton Raglas. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
It's the Berkowitz Big Brand Sale. Save up to 25% online or in store at Berkowitz Mile End.
This is Jade Robran. The 5AA Food and Wine Show with Chris Jarma from Jarma's Kitchen. Thanks to Smeg.
Welcome back. We have food royalty with us today. If you're tuning in on the live stream, you're not seeing Chris Jarma, but rather his dad, Peter Jarma. Welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Pleasure.
Where's your son?
He is cooking on a boat at the moment.
Oh, tough.
Up Hamilton Island. He's on the way back on an aeroplane, yeah.
So he's thrown you in the deep end. Well, we're so grateful to have you today. What are you cooking?
Well, at the restaurant or here?
Here. What have you got in front of you?
I made one of my favourite dishes. They're great for entertainment. And it's a salmon and potato terrine.
Nice. Okay. Salmon and potato terrine. And if you would like to follow us and get the recipe yourself, you can jump online, 5AA.com.au, click on shows, click on Jade Robran, and you will see the recipe there, which you can have a look at. It looks, the colours are so beautiful. It's a whole lot of different pastels, isn't it?
Yes. Just to explain, there's the layers of potato salmon, all with chopped dill, fresh dill.
That's what I can smell, the dill.
Yeah. And it's so great for entertainment. And you can make that in a terrine, a rectangular terrine, or in a round cake tin. Cake tin might not be that good because it needs to go into a water bath. So a glass terrine be great. And once it's cooked, after 50, maybe 60 minutes, you test it with a skewer and see if the fish inside is also cooked.
Yes.
And then just press it and put it in the cold room, in the fridge, in a refrigerator. I'm talking kitchens now, commercial kitchens. You put it in the fridge, and the next day you cut it, and it comes up. You turn it out, right? You line the terrine with baking paper.
Yes.
And then it comes up like this, so you can see the layers. And what I do.
I don't think mine would come out looking quite as beautiful as that.
It's an easy dish to do.
Is it?
And then you slice and just put it on the plate, and you can see the colours coming through nicely. I didn't slice that very nicely, did I? You can see the colours coming through nicely.
Chris has just messaged us. Thanks for filling in, Dad. Regards, your son, Chris. Just letting you know I'm boarding now. He's just about to jump on the plane. And Chris, you're interrupting him. He's plating.
Yeah, and then what you do is you have mayonnaise and fresh chopped dill, right? And you can use that and just put it next to the terrine slice. Also, it depends on what you like in taste.
You can't put too much lettuce on there because that'll become a $100 plate.
This is still alive. The lettuce still jumps around. What you can do is some people like it with a mustard vinaigrette.
Nice.
Right? Instead of mayonnaise. So it's just olive oil, bit of spoon of Dijon mustard, and mix that, right? And just pour it on the side of the terrine. You can eat it warm. You can eat it warm with sauce hollandaise, but it's a bit hard to do, but you can do that.
Yes. Oh, Chris made a hollandaise sauce last week.
Well, he would have shown you. Yeah. So warm, it'd be a bit harder to cut because it's warm, right? But you can do that with an electric knife. Just hold the slice as it gets cut through. It's got lots of options, but it's the best entertaining dish for me, right? If I have a party, because I can make it the day before.
Yes, so you don't have to
And-
stress it the day
yes.
of.
And if you put this one has no smoked salmon, you can make it plain with no smoked salmon, just fresh salmon fillets. But if you layer it every third layer or second layer, add slices of smoked salmon, you have a different flavor aspect. So it becomes a bit more, a bit more on the sort of smoky salmon side.
So what have you, well, actually, before we start about how you've done it and what the ingredients is, I'd love to ask a few things about yourself, because you've been an Adelaide institution for many, many years. How long have you been a chef for now?
64 years.
And how did it all start?
Oh, that's so funny. I started in 1958 as an apprentice. I had no desire to become a cook, because we call them cooks. We didn't call them chefs. Chefs was the head chef, right? That was the chef. We all were cooks. And in school, I hated sitting. I hated school because you're sitting all day long, right? And I'm a person that needs to be busy all the time. I need, just do things.
Yeah.
And we had to answer a questionnaire. Your job, what do you want to be, right? And I wanted to be a shopkeeper, a salesman.
Did you
So I
now?
put shopkeeper as number one, and my number two was cook, and I don't know why.
Because of your mum?
Yes, she was a very good cook. We had a hotel for maybe 7 years, and she's excellent cook and comes from, her mother was also a chef in a mountain chalet in Salzburg. But she always talked about the chefs she admired. And maybe that sort of stuck in my brain, and I wrote down cook.
Wow.
I only cooked once before that, and I cooked a dessert dish called, no, not the dessert dish, roasted potatoes I cooked with a sausage for my father,
Yes.
because Mum was on a Salzburg trip. And he said, "Nah, too greasy. I didn't like it." So
Oh, no, you did.
that was a very poor adventure. But in the years, I had very good teachers, very good chefs. I worked some bad ones, but I had one excellent one. And then in my after my apprenticeship, I worked in Sweden, in Stockholm, the most amazing kitchen. And to go further, what really hit me in the 80s here in Australia, the new revolution in food with Cuisine Nouvelle,
Yes.
it was called. And we were allowed to think for ourselves and create for, sorry, can I have a sip?
Go for it. Yeah, no, we're drinking beautiful sip and save wine and accompanying. So what are you having today? You're having the Tomatillo Pinot Grigio.
Pinot, oh, that's my sister-in-law's favorite. Sorry, in the 80s, there was a group of us in Adelaide, and we all were so inspired. But we are allowed to actually create, because in the classical cuisine, until then, we were not allowed to change anything. If you had a tuna or rossini, it had to be the same anywhere in the world, right? If
So
you
no
had-
imagination.
No, the dishes they're locked in the Bible, right? The culinary Bible, we call it. So we suddenly were allowed to create, and we were inspired by freshness and and good presentation. All that came, and it just threw me off. I was teaching for a while, developing a course in Cuisine Nouvelle at the college in Regency Park. I wanted to be out there and do it. I was so excited about it. So that's when we had our first restaurant.
And then Jama's opened, and that was such an institution for so long and such a special place. I mean, it's pretty much where you went to pop the question, wasn't it?
Well, Riley's was the first one. That grew up very quickly. It was even written up in America. And the local chefs wanted to know what I'm doing, see, because I was teaching the subject. They wanted to see what I'm doing on the plate. And and then 84, we were offered to buy Villa Sanso,
Yes.
what then became Jama's. And we had amazing customers. We had the Royals there, They
Yeah,
actually,
you had Fergie and Andrew there, did you not?
yeah, and they even stayed longer then they expected to be staying, because all the security people and the chauffeur were all waiting for them, because it was a Saturday night, full up, every chair, and no one bothered them.
Oh, how nice.
That was so nice. Sir Donald Bradman, same story. He always used to come there, and and we make sure no one's gonna go to the table and ask him for an autograph. We had lots of great people up there.
Do you remember the first job you gave Chris?
Well, Chris peeled carrots at Riley's.
I love that story.
5 cents a carrot or something like that.
I think he'll argue 1 cent a carrot.
Maybe it was 1 cent. It was that long ago. I can't remember.
And that was that to make him peel them fast, learn how to peel everything quick and do things quickly. Because I tell you what, his knife skills are pretty sharp.
Yeah, I don't know what he thought about it anyway. He brings it up all the time. I used to get a cent a carrot, when I was working in the kitchen. But both the boys worked in the kitchen, in the restaurant. So Peter was more front of house, the older one. But Chris amazed me. He was the funniest guy to work with, and I could never be really strict with him because he made me laugh all the time. He used to come with the funniest looking jokes, and and he would have his knees in his clogs, and he looked like he was another 2 foot shorter, and
a prankster.
Yeah, he used to come always with good ideas.
Do you love working within the family? It's obviously been something that you've really not known anything different.
That's right. No, I love to help, right? We never made really a lot of money out of the restaurant at Chalmers, so we couldn't help him financially really that much.
Yeah.
But I know if he needs me, I'm there, and I can, talk to the staff, and I can do things that the other staff don't know how to do or don't want to do. So, sorry, it's like the vanilla slice.
Yes, okay. Let's get on to that. I could talk to you about your life story. We'll have to do a conversations with Cornsey with you to tell you about your full life. It's so wonderful. But you've bought the very famous vanilla slices here, and I have never seen anything like it. This is my favourite dessert, and I know I'm not going to get the recipe out of you, and I respect that. That's fine. I'll keep working on it. But what makes them so famous?
The recipe I gifted to Chris. I made it for him.
Uh-huh.
But you'll be laughing now, because it took me more than 50 years to actually try to make it.
What?
I'm not a professional pastry chef. I never got the training because in my apprenticeship, the head chef would keep me on his side all the time. He wouldn't let me go. When other apprentices would go through the ranks, right? Like butchery, vegetable, whatever. But every time I visit my parents in Vienna, while they're still alive, every 2-3 years, I used to go and say to Mum, I said, Mum, I'm going for a walk in the forest. But what I did, I took the tram and went into the city to go to the famous coffee houses to have vanilla slice. And every time I thought, I can't do this. This is just too light. It's just, amazing. And after we retired and I'm home and I'm potting around in the kitchen, I thought, I got to give it a go. And you wouldn't believe it. The first go, and it popped up perfect.
You're kidding. Hold it up. Hold it up for the cameras. Have you got them in front of you?
Yeah.
So the first try, something like this came out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The art in it is really the method how to make it, right? And if you don't see that, it's very hard to actually duplicate. The pastry is butter pastry, the better pastry, puff pastry you can buy. Now, Chris buys it for large commercial use.
Yes.
Because to make it ourselves, it wouldn't even come out as good. The process of baking is in between 2 baking sheets under pressure.
Okay.
Because, as you know, puff pastry puffs up.
Yes.
So it's got air inside, but there's no crunchiness inside. So you cook it under pressure.
But it's what's in the middle of that too, which is scrum diddly, I'm just.
This is, Yeah.
It is so creamy. It is famous. It's beautiful.
Yeah, people
Thank
love
you
that.
so very much for coming in. And if you would like
My
to
pleasure.
jump online and check out the salmon and potato terrine recipe, it is all there. And a big thank you to Sip and Save, who have accompanied with this dish, which I think is a perfect accompaniment, Pinot Grigio, the 2021 Tomatillo. So
Definitely.
love that.
Beautiful
Thank you.
drop.
And Chris has just sent you another message of him boarding the plane. So I'll show you that photo in a moment. But thank you kindly, Pete. It was lovely to have you on the show.
Thank you
Anytime.
for having me. Thank you. And there's so many stories. We could talk forever.
We could talk. Absolutely, we could. That was Peter Jummer for the FIVEAA Food and Wine Show. Thanks to SMEG. Building or renovating, your first choice should be visiting the SMEG showroom at Deviney Distributors. Taste the difference with SMEG.
Do you want to win the value of your car service back? Book your service online at North Point Toyota, and one lucky person per month has the chance to have the cost of their service paid back. Book your service online at North Point Toyota and you'll automatically be entered into the draw for your chance to have your service paid back. It's the North Point way. Hillcrest, Prospect, Port Augusta or northpointtoyota.com.au. Some T's and C's apply.
Hi, Rory Sloan here for You Install It Kitchens. Are you starting a DIY renovation and need cabinetry quick? Order with You Install It and get your cabinetry delivered in 15 working days. Manufactured locally here in SA, You Install It offers short lead times so you can get started on your project sooner. Visit a showroom, Modbury, Churchill Centre, Norwood, Glandore and Lonsdale, or visit the You Install It website for online 3D design. You Install It Kitchens, the complete DIY kitchen solution. Lead times may vary. See showroom for details.
Feeling the burn? Save cash with Cheapest Chips Hot Buys. Lynx or Rexona spray deodorants sizzling 2 for $7. True Blue 2 litre assorted soft drinks any 2 for $4. Schmacko's beef straps big 800 gram bag scorching $13.49. And direct from the UK chocolate multi-pack range blazing 2 for $6. Check out this week's catalogue for more hot buys in store and online. Save cash and live cheaper with Cheapest Chips Hot Buys now.
Silence. It's uncomfortable. We start to think. We start to wonder if something's wrong. If we're wrong. In silence, there's doubt. And it's silence that 3 out of 4 job seekers hear after applying for a job. People should matter more than that. Zoom Recruitment. Make people matter.
Here at FIVEAA, we're all about supporting local. Bowel screening saves lives. If you're aged 50 to 74, do the free test kit mailed to you. It only takes a few minutes. Need more info? Visit bowelcancer.org.au.
I'm Kathy Nagel, the Chief Executive Officer of Western Hospital, Henley Beach. Our Western Hospital GP clinic is comprehensive and integrated into Western Hospital to serve our community's needs. Our 10 GPs all have special interests and care for you in our unique environment located within the hospital. Though our clinic is non-bulk billing, this healthcare hub caters to various needs and our patients can be referred directly to our hospital and specialists. Visit westernhospitalgp.com.au.
Hi, Susanna Toop here from Toop and Toop. 414. That's how many suburbs we operate in across Adelaide. We manage homes from $200 per week right through to $3,000 per week. Who are you trusting to look after your biggest investment? Toop.com.au.
It's the Berkowitz Big Brand Sale. Save up to 25% online or in store at Berkowitz Mile End.
This is Jade Robran.
Welcome back to Afternoons on this Friday afternoon. It's 25 minutes past 3 o'clock. Well, you might have heard of the Tour de Cure. My next guest was the brains trust behind it all. Jeff Coombs joins us in the studio. How you going?
Good, Jade. How are you?
Very good. Now, you're in Adelaide because a big launch last night. Tell us.
We did. We have annually done what we call our SA Discovery Tour. Had a couple of years out, obviously, with COVID, but nice to be back and launching it here in South Australia and getting the awareness to the event, who we support, and the events pitched for in the new year, but coming across now to start those conversations.
And where are you going? How many days? What's involved?
So it's a 3-day bike ride.
Mhm.
It starts in the Adelaide Hills and it'll ride out to Barossa. 2 nights staying at the Novotel in Barossa, and then some day rides going out there enjoying the beautiful scenery. Number of wineries, and just getting together as a group, going enjoying that. We're raising funds for Flinders Foundation and Uni SA.
Yeah.
They're our charity partners here for the SA Discovery Tour, and the goal is to take roughly 150 people on the ride
Mhm.
and raise $500,000.
So who can get involved with it?
Absolutely anyone.
Oh,
So
cool.
be it an avid cyclist interested in taking it up, we have ride options for most levels of people. You need to have the equipment, you need to enjoy bike riding, and then you also need to say, right, I'm going to take this on, but we start being ambitious fundraisers. So we want to try and raise as much money as we can. The Flinders Foundation in ESA will purpose those towards incredible research projects. And whilst we're out there, we go and visit schools and teach kids how to prevent cancer.
And how many clicks would you do a day if you're at home thinking, oh, this sounds like it's something I'd really like to get involved with, but I haven't been training that much. What does a day look like? Is it really grueling or a lot of laughs along the way?
Oh, look, it's not really grueling. You're with an incredible bunch of people. We have ride leaders that will basically support you every step of the way. We ride in pelotons, so therefore we'll grade you based on your level of fitness and strength. You'll ride 80 kilometres a day, 80 to 130. So we have what we call ride and then challenge.
Yep.
Challenge by name and nature will give you a different ride experience that puts you to your tests. But then we ride roughly 50 kilometres. We stop, we fuel you up. So we have great spots where we'll pull in for lunch at a local restaurant, for example, feed you and fuel you, visit schools along the way, and then we break it up into those sort of 40 to 60 kilometre chunks. So it's not 90, 100 kilometres non-stop, flat out. Absolutely not, but it's...
I tell you what, cruising through the Barossa, you probably have to do a few winery stops as well. Drinking and riding, I know you can't really do that, but just a few samples.
But we'll finish at some wineries.
Nice.
I think the nice part is that it's, and the name of the event is Discovery, so discovering cures, but also discovering the beautiful region. So
Love it.
It's definitely hit the mark with people, enjoying that chance to go and get on the bike, ride with good people, do it for a good cause. Savour the best of a region, and South Australia's got plenty of those regions, so we'll be exploring those year on year.
So tell me, Jeff, how did it all start?
So when I was 26, I rode across America. I had 3 months before I needed to be in Whistler for a ski season. Decided with a mate that we'd buy bikes in New York and a map and a little bit of camping gear, and kind of caught a train to Vermont, and then we rode from Vermont to Vancouver.
Wow.
Clueless and blessed that within a week we met these 2 other American guys the same age who were planned within an inch of themselves. We basically tagged along.
Nice. These 2 Aussie fellas have got no idea.
Oh, look, they pushed us forward when it came to, talking to people, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we'll look after you Aussies, and don't forget these 2 Yanks. But it was brilliant. It was a great way to learn seeing a country by bike. And that was 9 weeks, 5,000 kilometres. So an incredible trip as a 26-year-old. And then a decade later, got back to Australia, and a decade after getting back to Australia.
Yeah.
The idea of doing it here for a good cause jumped out at me, and we looked up where we could help, and cancer needed the most help. So we said, right, we're going to try and raise $2 million in 4 years.
Far out.
And we had an East Coast, Adelaide, Melbourne, and I think the 4th year was Darwin, Broome. And the goal was to raise $2 million from those 4 rides, which I remember distinctly thinking, am I allowed to swear? No, that is bloody ridiculous.
Yeah.
But at the end of the 3rd year, Mark Beretta joined us. We were on track to raise just over $3 million. We ended up with $3.8 million at the end of the 4th year.
It's incredible.
On a $2 million goal. So, we're away. And I do distinctly remember going, that'll be it. Like $2 million is good for cancer. And then, 2nd and 3rd year, you realise that that's a scratch on what's needed. So we are...
Keep pedaling.
We have been. This is year 16. So going since 2007, and very pleased to say we've raised just shy of $90 million.
Good on you. That is unbelievable effort.
Thank you.
And a team effort as well. And if anyone's out there that would love to get involved, how can they contact you and your team?
So the website, easiest way, go to tourtocure.com.au, look up the South Australian Discovery Tour and join us. Come and get involved.
And the dates are the 2nd to the 4th of April, so you can, a lot of planning.
It's as advanced as we've ever been. which we unfortunately didn't get to run it this year due to COVID. So we've bumped it to next year, but the event will absolutely sell out. I know last time we did it, we had, I think, close to 85% of the people from the East Coast. So we want the South Australian communities to really buy into this and enjoy it. So before we take the applications from our East Coast crew that will love coming across here as we do for Tour Down Under, but yeah, anyone can come and join us, and you can ride, you can be a support crew. We have opportunities for organisations to get behind it and sponsor it. It'll be fun. It'll be an awesome trip.
Great. So we are giving you a little preview first, exclusive, so that we can get our Team SA behind you guys, and then we'll let the other guys know later. But thank you so much for that, Jeff. It's really nice to have you. So you can head to tourdecure.com.au if you'd like to get involved, sponsorship or ride, or be a spectator along the way. Jump online. You're listening to Adelaide's 5AA.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamarek. A man has been jailed after trying to gas his then 3-year-old daughter to death at Eden Hills in 2020. A national plan is being developed to address teacher shortages and improve staff retention. Wildfires are running rampant across Europe amid a drought being deemed by experts as the worst in hundreds of years. And a persistent knee injury has forced Devin Smith to announce his retirement with a year to run on his contract. Showers this afternoon and showers continuing tomorrow, 15. Currently it's 14 degrees. More news at 4 o'clock and as it happens on 5AA.
Sunday evenings on 5AA. Adelaide crime like you've never heard it before.
It's an actual case that happened in this town.
Understand the true nature of Adelaide's famous seedy underbelly with Adelaide's expert courts reporter Sean Fuster.
Uncensored, unfiltered.
Joined by partner in crime Daniel Panozzo.
The other side that we wouldn't normally get.
For Just Lawful, the Adelaide crime stories that will leave you stunned.
Treading over some very fraught areas.
Just Lawful, Sundays from 7 on Adelaide's 5AA.
Get the latest kitchen and bathroom brands at Adelaide Bathroom and Kitchen Supplies. The ABK Supplies showroom has just been updated to showcase sinkware for all budgets, including Oliveri, Abbey, Mir, Castano, BUK and classic durable fine fire clay sinks from 1901 and Turner Hastings. With finishes in polished and brushed stainless steel, brushed nickel, bronze and many other finishes, your kitchen or laundry will be stylish and timeless. Adelaide Bathroom and Kitchen Supplies, Lower North East Road, opposite Dernancourt Village.
What makes you curious? Curious minds change the world. The bright, curious minds at SAMRI are daring to ask brave questions and might just have the answers. SAMRI is where a nuclear physicist from Denmark can have coffee with a cancer researcher from Darwin to save the life of a mother from Darlington. And who knows what next? So get curious. Get into it at samri.org.au.
If you're thinking of building or you're renovating your kitchen, you have a lot of choices to make. But the first choice should always be Smeg. We have an amazing Smeg showroom right here in Adelaide. Deviney Distributors is in Dudley Park, and inside you'll find the full Smeg range on display, with everything from ovens, cooktops, dishwashers and refrigerators to wine cellars, kettles, toasters and so much more. Smeg seamlessly pairs powerful performance with architectural design, and there's even cooking demonstrations. You can really taste the difference with Smeg. Smeg has also been proudly made in Italy since 1948, and their colour, design and technology, well, it is world famous. Smeg technology with style. Visit the Smeg showroom today at Deviney Distributors, Harrison Road in Dudley Park.
Time for new tyres? At Bridgestone Select, you'll get more with 4. Buy 3 selected Bridgestone tyres and get the 4th free. Limited time only, conditions apply. For tyres and auto service you can count on, head for Bridgestone Select.
Hi, I'm Izzy and my family runs St. Louis Home Care, which was started by my great-grandma 76 years ago. We'd like you to meet Jen, our physiotherapist. She's supported the health and wellbeing of our clients for 18 years.
I love being part of a team because it's a family business. I think we're really caring and we all know each other really well. And our goal is just to keep our clients living at home where they want to be.
Yes, Jen, independence is so important. Google St. Louis Home Care to find out how my family can help take care of yours.
In parts of Norway, it's not uncommon for homeowners to find a polar bear in their driveway.
And in Adelaide, polar bear sightings are on the rise thanks to Polar Air Heating and Cooling. The only bear you'll see is on the side of our vans. For a home as cool as a Norwegian chalet, call Polar Air Heating and Cooling for professional and prompt installation. Polar Air Heating and Cooling. When your lair is unbearable. polarairhc.com.au.
It's the Berkowitz Big Brand Sale. Save up to 25% online or in store at Berkowitz Mile End.
This is Jade Robran.
Well, costs are on the rise and the weekly home budget, it is getting that little bit tighter, isn't it? But never fear, we are here to help with 5AA's food, fuel or the footy. Make sure you listen to David and Will for breakfast back on Monday and Rowey and Timmy G for Drive coming up in about 25 minutes time for your chance to win. Remember, you have the choice of either a $200 food or fuel voucher or a night out to watch Port take on the Crows in Showdown 52, plus a $100 dinner voucher to go along with that. It's all thanks to our friends at Foodland. With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies. Earlier in the show, we were chatting with the director of the new movie Good Luck to You, Leo Grand, starring Emma Thompson. Sophie Hyde is the director, and I put a call out. What's a really good flick that you've seen lately, or your favourite one? Because this weekend the weather's going to be a little bit ho-hum. Perfect weather for sitting at home and watching movies. Mark from Grange has called in. Hello, Mark.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I am good, thank you so much. What have you seen lately?
Look, I saw a fantastic movie. It was called The Green Book. It's a story about an African American goes around America playing. He's a doctor. Playing a piano, and he needed a lot of protection, and he's asked the Italian chap to help him go around America, because what was called the Green Book was one side for the African Americans to live and the white people to live.
Yes.
And it got really bad. You know, racism. It was a terrible movie with racism. But with the Italian chap and the doctor, they got together. They became good friends. And it was a great movie. It's a shame, like the old days, how bad it was in America. Yeah. But it's a true, as I said, it was a true story, and I'm surprised it didn't win an Academy Award. I thought it was quite good.
Mark, I saw that, and I'm so glad you brought it up, because it is one that you could watch again and again. And it was one that when I read the synopsis of it, I'm like, don't know whether that's up my alley. And I sat through it, and good golly, it's powerful. Bloody talented is that pianist. He was excellent. And then you're right, this beautiful friendship from two people from completely different walks of life that come together. And it was amazing. And it taught you just how tough and awful it was back in the day. And you know what? Probably not so much has changed.
Yeah, something, I had a tear in my eye, because at the end I thought it came out really beautiful how they became good friendships.
No, I agree. Yeah. Mark, stay on the line, because I have a $50 voucher to give away, and it's heading your way thanks to Jama's Kitchen. For business functions, breakfast, luncheons, or even dinner, get in touch with Jama's Kitchen in Bowden. You might even be able to head down there and have one of their beautiful vanilla slices that you might have seen just on the show just now. But stay on the line, and Tammy will send it your way. Congratulations. Well, Disney has often been criticised for its girl meets boy, boy looks after girl, and girl lives happily ever after. They've also been accused of a lack of diversity in their characters. And my next guest is a disability advocate and has taken on the entertainment heavyweight, calling for them to include a disabled princess, and her call hasn't gone unanswered. Joining us is Hannah Deviney. You joins me on the line. Hannah, thank you so much for joining the program. Good afternoon.
So much for having me, Jade. Hi.
Hello. Well, tell us about your call to arms. When did this happen?
Yeah, so basically I started the petition in December of 2020. It came about after kind of the disabled community and the sort of mainstream media at large were having conversations about harmful disabled representation off the back of a film called Music, released by the musician Sia, which had drawn incredibly valid criticism for its portrayal of autism, and had particularly drawn criticism because it didn't consult the autistic community.
Sure.
So I'd been kind of carrying the idea of the disabled Disney princess around since I was a little girl. I grew up not seeing anyone who looked like me in the movies I watched, the TV I saw, the books I read, or the toys available to me on the shelf. And that kind of invisibility, not just from media, but also because I didn't really see disabled adults except for in therapy settings, was sort of really lonely and I think damaging in many ways.
Yeah.
So when I saw that this conversation for representation was happening, I kind of took the idea that I'd always had and dove through the window of opportunity that was there.
And was there a clinching moment when you thought, you know what, I've got to do something here. I'm contacting Disney. I'm going straight to the top.
I mean, I had tried to contact Disney all the way back in 2015 after seeing the film Inside Out, which for anyone who hasn't seen it is a beautiful animated film about mental health and mental illness. So it's obviously like super high concept and super nuanced for a kids movie. And off the back of that, I thought, well, maybe it's not such of a stretch to imagine that they could create a disabled character because they've done this really well. So it kind of feels like a natural next step. So I wrote them a physical letter that I mailed to Burbank, California, and then I wrote an article which got posted online. But back in 2015, we weren't really having conversations about representation as a society, and we've come a long way in the last 7 years in terms of conversations we're willing to have around representation and allyship and all of those things. But yeah, it's something I've been working for a long time.
And you have had a response from Disney because you eventually did get hold of them and they've listened. How have they responded?
They have responded in a really, really positive way. Basically, in a statement that they released to the Australian Women's Weekly, because I feature in a profile for them during this month's September issue, Disney said that they had seen me and that they were kind of aware of my campaign and that they took conversations about diversity and representation very seriously, and that they were always working to include a whole spectrum of characters in their work. So I can only take that as a positive step. I mean, I don't know for sure, obviously, that we're going to be seeing a disabled Disney princess at the cinema, but this feels like a step in the right direction.
They said, we love Hannah's passion and hear her important voice on why inclusive representative storyline matters. As storytellers at Disney, we're committed to reflecting the incredibly rich diversity of the human experience and in ways that inspires open minds and hearts and bring people closer in a world where we all belong. If they gave you the chance to, I guess, be involved in the creation of a character, have you got any thoughts?
Absolutely, I do. I would love to be involved in the creation of the character, and as someone who loves the arts and is a writer, I would be more than ready to go the second they let me in the door.
Good on you. And you just touched on it then. You just did a beautiful photo shoot, a spread in the Australian Women's Weekly that reflected Disney as well. Is that a dream? Tell us about that.
Yeah, that is definitely a dream. I never thought that I would be in the pages of a glossy magazine like that, and as I've said, I'm a writer, so I grew up thinking that I would be the one writing profiles about people, not being featured in them. But I guess life is kind of funny that way, and I'm just really grateful to the Australian Women's Weekly for including me in the magazine and for making such a big deal out of it. Like, this isn't some small story you can skip past. It's 6 pages where they've really put, representation and my disability on display while showing like the fullness of me as a person.
Because it matters, Hannah. So it's excellent, and I'm so happy for you. You have been featured in their Women of Future campaign. You've also recently made headlines, international headlines, in the past few weeks, calling out Beyonce for using I'm not even going to say the word, but not a great word. And she listened. What made you? How did you feel about that and getting a response? And she acted straight away.
So for the full context of that situation, we have to go back to about 6 weeks before, when the musician Lizzo used the same slur. In a recent song, I tweeted as I have done thousands of times, and before I knew it, the tweet had taken off. I've never had a tweet do that. So Lizzo was the first to sort of change her lyrics and react in a really, really positive way. She probably gave the best celebrity apology that I've ever seen. And then the reason things got picked up again so quickly is because obviously there was only 6 weeks between Megan Thee Stallion, between Lizzo using the slur and Beyonce using the slur.
It's so good, and I love that you've got a voice and that people are listening, because you said, only in 2015, we weren't really having these conversations. It doesn't seem, that long ago, but it seems like a lot has changed for you. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel really hopeful for the future. It makes me kind of stare around in wide-eyed disbelief, because the me of 7 years ago would not have believed this was happening in any shape or form. So yeah, I'm just very thankful that this is my life and continuing to make the best of the opportunities that I get given.
Thanks, Hannah, so much. And you can read Hannah's full story in this month's Women's Weekly as she features in Women of the Future. We're going to take a really short break. Coming up afterwards, as we do every Friday around this time, check in with the team from FIVEAA SA and find out what's happening on this weekend.
Each week on the FIVEAA Sports Show, get the very latest on who's fighting fit and who's falling flat with FIVEAA's Injury Report. It's the absolute latest from both the Crows and the Power, thanks to Western Hospital, the type of quality care you deserve. westernhospital.com.au.
Face masks are an important barrier to help stop the spread of COVID-19 and other illnesses. Wearing a mask is mandatory in healthcare, including pharmacies, disability and aged care, and on passenger transport, and strongly recommended in all indoor public places. So make sure you're covered to protect yourself and others. We can all help reduce the impact of the current wave. For more information, visit sahealth.sa.gov.au/COVID masks. A message from the Government of South Australia.
You don't have to be a curator to find artworks you can't get anywhere else in the world. Just visit Art by FIVEAA. They're proud to host unique Indigenous artworks in their gallery, and even prouder sending these artworks home to be admired for years to come. All pieces at Art by FIVEAA are ethically sourced, directly supporting Indigenous artists and communities. Visit the incredible range at 1070 South Road, Edwardstown. Art by FIVEAA, a family company specialising in Indigenous art.
Good morning, Helen. How was the weekend?
Good morning, Helen.
Helen, here's those reports I was talking about. Okay, I'll come back later then.
That was Helen, before she discovered the incredible fully adjustable Ultramatic bed. Now, Helen sleeps like a baby and wakes up like... Ultramatic beds. Truly life-changing. Ultramatic.com.au.
Uncle Mark, geez, he was a character.
He was larger than life. Remember that bright yellow Holden of his?
The HQ GTS, great car, when it was running.
Yeah.
And those fishing stories he'd tell up the river.
And did you notice that the one that got away got bigger every year?
On the bright side, I'll finally get my trailer back. The bugger's had it for 6 months.
To Uncle Mark, one of a kind.
A unique life deserves a distinctive funeral.
distinctivefunerals.com.au.
Montine, everybody's talking about Montine.
And everybody's talking about Montine Kia for immediate delivery on selected Kia vehicles. Montine Kia at Cheltenham has secured limited Kia vehicles that can be delivered today. Call 8300 1200 and ask for Matt Broadbent to secure your new Kia today and enjoy the ever-reliable 7-year warranty. And that's why everybody's talking about Montine Kia, for it's their uncanny ability to secure Kia vehicles for immediate delivery.
Montine.
MVD 182170.
With IGA's community give back sale, you can make big savings.
And help support local causes. Just look for tickets on specials, like Cadbury Chocolate Block 160 to 190 gram, $2.50 each, half price. Now at your local IGA. Offer ends August 16 while stocks last. Excludes Foodland.
Get great value on all the essentials at Officeworks, like a 10-pack of J. Burroughs ballpoint pens with grip, just $3.80, or a 5-pack of Kedgie A4 notebooks, only $5.50. Great value products, always low prices at Officeworks.
It's a Berkowitz Big Brand Sale. Save up to 25% online or in store at Berkowitz Mile End.
This is Jade Robran.
Welcome back to the show. It is 9 minutes to 4 o'clock. Coming up afterwards is Rowey and Timmy G's sports show. Heaps and heaps happening in the world of sport, so stay tuned for that. But I've got a $50 giveaway thanks to Sip and Save. They have the perfect partner for every dish. Call in now, 8223 0055. First caller through wins the prize. You can head to your local Sip and Save and buy a beautiful bottle of red for the weekend or whatever floats your boat.
I know that there's a way together, our time to shine with memories forever, and it feels like better days.
And joining us now is Tommy Wren from Hello SA on this Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Channel 9 and 9 Now. Why are you here again? I saw you here last week.
You're stuck with me, Jade. Well, the girls, can you believe it? They're in Fiji.
Of course they are.
Of course they are. Where was you and I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could have done the show from
We've both
there.
worked on the show before.
Bulla.
Yeah, Bulla. They are the most beautiful people in the world.
I've never been.
Oh, Jade, you've got to go. You have to go. And look, I know, I think they've got the direct flights now.
They
So,
do.
Yeah. 2
2 flights a week, according to Phil Huffman.
Wow. Well, Phil is all over it.
Have you been?
Yes, a few times.
Have you?
It's the perfect place if you just want to relax, unwind, and
Dump the kids in kids camp?
that's right. And there's a thing called Fiji time. So if we order a drink, if you don't have it in 5 minutes, you get really angry. Over there, if it takes an hour, it's Fiji time.
Oh, whatever.
No, whatever.
Cool bananas.
Cool bananas. Everything's just chilled. Turn your phone off.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Put your feet up. Especially on a day like today, you think, oh, I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather be somewhere nice and warm.
Yeah, where Lauren and
Hayley
where
are.
the
Anyway.
girls are. Yeah, thanks. Anyway, what is happening this weekend?
Well, this weekend, Jade, now the circus, it's come to town. So from now until the 4th of September, you can take the family to the Big Top in Benithan Park. You would have taken the boys to the circus before.
Yeah, they love the motorbike ones where they get inside the cage and they go
Yeah.
round and round and round and round.
Were they the Daredevils or the...
something like that.
Yeah.
Probably the Harlem Globetrotters. Probably got something
Crazy.
completely wrong there.
Be a different life, wouldn't it? But fun for a while, and then I reckon it'd be pretty tough.
Yeah, I'm not that keen on running away to the circus. I'll go and watch it.
But you won't go and be one of the carnies.
No.
That's not disrespectful, is it? Maybe. I take it back.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm not sure. I think carny life would be fun.
It would be fun.
Be constantly on a carnival holiday.
You're always, entertaining.
Yeah.
And we both like to do that. So
Exactly.
Anyway, so that's happening. So from the FMX riders, the aerialists and other remarkable entertainers, human cannonball, all kinds of tricks. A little bit more Barossa Food and Wine Festival continues this weekend. Over 50 events happening across more than 40 different locations around the stunning Barossa Valley. If you want to find out more, head to barossa.com/events and you can go from there. And for something a bit different, take a Sunday drive up to the coast and check out a variety of vintage cars as well as new ones whilst experiencing the beautiful historic town of Port Noarlunga and all the cars on the coast. A free event.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun, I reckon.
And of course, the Crows are playing tomorrow. Are you going to the
Yeah,
game?
I'll be there. So you're going to head along?
Well, I just heard it's going to rain for 4 quarters, so I might watch it at home.
Fair enough.
Is that that's
No.
a cop out, isn't
No,
it?
it's not. You've been working all week.
Thanks. Okay,
put the
I'll
feet up.
definitely be at home.
Have a wine. And in terms of the show this week, Hello SA, we're going to take you through all the gathered markets, which showcase the very best of SA designers all under the one roof.
Oh, cool.
We'll take you on a whirlwind tour of Langhorne Creek and show you the area that has so much to offer, more than just wine. And Laura Sharrod, this has been really popular. She's back to cook up another feast, sharing her fish tacos recipe. And we found some stunning accommodation on the York Peninsula. So you have to make sure you tune in for that one.
Okay, hold up. Has Laura come onto the show to cut your lunch because you were the foodie?
I was going to be, yeah. Well,
what's happened?
You
You're just
kn-
walking around starving now.
I know.
You ate your way through every show.
Look at me.
You're fading away before my eyes.
I'm not happy about it either. That is my gig.
I know. Watch out. He'll come for you. He's hangry. Thank you so much, Tommy.
Pleasure.
Hello
Thanks,
SA
Jane.
is on this Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Channel 9 and 9 Now. Thanks so much for your company throughout the day. Of course, we've got Rowey and Timmy G's sports show coming up. Big day in sport. Have a great weekend, everyone, and stay warm and dry.
Terry White Chemmart has real deals on our ibuprofen 96 tablets at just $13.99. Plus, Demazin 12-hour decongestant nasal spray 20ml 2-pack for $11.89. Get real deals.